this is going to be kind of the middle of the lesson for Algebra 1 class that's currently working on linear equations. So as a class, we've talked about this before, but we look at math as a language. So learning math is like learning a new language. You're learning what all the symbols mean, what all the numbers mean. And when you look at an equation, you should be able to translate that equation into words, which goes into what we're focusing on today. We're focusing on translating a linear equation into words in the form of a word problem or a story problem. And then we're also looking at those word problems and being able to translate it back into an equation. And then also we're able to represent those equations graphically. So at the beginning of class, we came up with some of these examples and how you might phrase them as in a written format. So 2 plus x is the sum of 2 and a number, or 2 increased by a number. X minus 5 is 5 less than a number, or x decreased by 5. 3 times x, 3 times a number, or triple the number. X divided by 15, so the quotient of a number in 15. 1/4 times x, 1/4 of a number, or the quarter of a number. Alright, so here is an example. Say I'm looking at this equation, y equals 10x. It's a pretty simple equation. But I can look at this and then maybe come up with a sentence. The sentence says, there are 10 times as many penguins than polar bears at the zoo. So if there, in this equation, sorry, the x value, what would the x value be in this equation? Polar bears? Right. So if there were 2 polar bears, how many penguins would there be? 20, right. This was just an excuse to put baby penguin pictures. They're super cute. Alright. So this leads into the activity, what we're going to do. We're going to do exactly what I did in that last example. In your groups, which we'll just say your groups are the table that you're sitting at, come up with a category. So like the category I used could have been animals at the zoo or Arctic animals, something like that. You could do vampires, zombies, anything. I'm going to hand you all an index card, which will have an equation on it. Keep that a secret because that's the answer to the problem that you're creating. You're going to translate the equation on the card into a word problem, and then you can either write it on the front of the card or in your notebook. And you'll want to remember, you want something that relates the dependent variable y to some other unknown quantity x. Okay? If you finish early, go ahead and write the problem on the board. You might need to erase some of the stuff that's already up there. And then we'll solve them as a group when we're done. Okay? So go ahead and take about 30 seconds, come up with a category that your group wants to do. And go ahead and write it on the board. Do you guys need more experience?
It was easy. It's the first thing that comes to mind.
The first thing that came to mind was
puppies are worth it.
Can't go wrong.
I'm just thinking of that video where he had like puppies everybody.
Sure.
We're not interesting, we just have puppies and kittens.
Alright, so did everybody come up with their categories? Are you ready about it? What are you guys doing over here? Nature. What about this group over here?
Hipster zombies.
Hipster zombies, okay. What's the group over here? Puppies.
And
like
kittens.
that, okay. And in the back?
Aliens and predators.
Aliens and predators, awesome. Alright. Remember, keep your card a secret from the rest of the people in your table.
You guys are just laughing. Did you look at mine?
I don't know if we're supposed to look at them or not. I thought they were all working together.
We don't know that yet. We don't have instructions. Don't look at mine.
It says keep it a secret. I looked at it. I don't remember it already, so everybody looks similar a little bit, but
Okay.
I can rephrase this so many times.
oh, I don't look at yours. I like my own. I prefer you have mine.
Ones that we find in nature.
Okay. solve each other's
Do I
problems.
make
Once
a
we
card?
finish writing them,
You must have a native sign in yours.
this might take a while, so think about it, try some things out, see if they work. If you have any questions, raise your hand. Oh yeah, I was gonna go back to that. Thanks for reminding me. Alright, is this screen okay?
Yeah, that works.
Okay. Should I see the other one too? Just as a reminder?
Oh, that was the penguin.
Oh, this is the penguin. Oh, the penguin. Okay.
There we go.
Do I have to use those two, or can I just use one and something else?
At least some color.
This is aliens and predators here.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm not even sure what a hipster is anymore.
Me neither.
Your word problems will bring this category to light.
Mine really won't, but.
I saw your phone list.
Or
I don't think it makes sense.
I don't think mine does either, really, but I'm working on it.
Well, if it doesn't make sense, you can read it and then maybe try and solve it.
Oh, that's true.
I got it.
Because they're hipster zombies, that's confusing.
Well, there's hipsters
Oh,
and zombies.
I forgot about
but-
the zombies. The hipster zombies only attack hipsters. That's how I inferred it.
Then I guess you have a negative in her.
One be X and one be Y.
I guess you have a negative in there somewhere.
X and one thing be Y, so like in this
Right.
problem, you're saying.
I would think that attacking them would kill them all.
With a better idea. It works, but it's not the best.
So did it?
Well, do they just need to go like a create? Like, should I say
doesn't
what
have
X
to be
is or not? In my question.
Probably not, because that kind of gives it away
Okay, yeah.
where it should be. Because you want it to be kind of just like something you would read and then go through.
Got it. Okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So.
You're at 8 minutes.
8 minutes? Alright, so take a couple more minutes. If you think you've finished writing your problem, go ahead and write it on the whiteboard and put your name by it.
You used to own 10 times as many kittens
You can draw pictures.
than you owned puppies, but then one day you bought 3 more puppies.
Oh, that's a complicated math problem.
Say
No,
it
it's
again.
not. You used to own 10 times as many kittens than you owned puppies, but one day you bought 3 more puppies.
That's easy.
She got it? Yeah, but that's complicated for like Algebra 1. All the ones she showed up, they were like 10 or just +5 or just -5. That has 2 operations.
It has to because I have the X, Y, and then I have a third thing added on. Huh? So you did this kind of thing too. The only thing it was remembering it was
But it is something you have to get that constant.
Okay.
oh yay, family of score.
Oh, we're ready.
So once everyone in your group, I see a couple of groups look like most people have written on the board. Once everybody in the group has written on the board, you can sit back down and try and solve the other person's problem. Or the other people's problems.
Oh, that's.
Then you need to tell us how many people are in the family.
Oh, 4.
Okay, then we can figure it out.
I don't know how to do it. Okay, right. I don't know if that works. Oh, would you change it?
brunch?
And then, yeah, that was nice.
They eat lots of brunch.
Okay, good to know.
Not too much?
They're not wearing straight pants, right? Or,
They might be.
what are they called? Slim pants? What are those called? The pants they used to wear?
There you go.
There was a,
Skinny jeans.
yeah. I think they're done with that, right?
I am calling for it.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
Wow, that poor hipster.
One puppy is equal in
Wait, where's your problem?
See, you're way more creative.
It doesn't articulate in my
This
mind.
sounds
on the
really
board.
cute. Puppies are cuter than kittens.
Says
It
who?
sounds like something that's gonna cause a fight. One puppy is equal in cuteness. 5 times as many kittens.
I think that your kittens need better representation.
Wow.
The relationship between the two, the totals. Y equals. Oh, okay, so once you guys have all written the problem, solve one another's problem. So, Mallory and Kristen, right? Go ahead. solve Alyssa's problem. Try and solve Alyssa's problem. I
So,
think time's almost done.
yeah. Do you want to, we have a couple minutes. Do you want to try solving someone else's problem?
Sure.
Or do you want to stop it now?
I don't, it doesn't matter. What time, how much time is left?
We're
There's a-
just supposed to figure out the equation, right?
Yeah,
From their
yeah,
thing?
just figure out the equation.
There's
So
two
let's see if we
minutes
can get
left.
ours right.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know if we have enough time to go through it all.
Okay.
So